Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all our online class arranged by Golakandail Majur Rahman Bhuya High School, Rupganj, Nayanganj. I am Muhammad Golam Sadek. Now I am going to discuss about a subject changing from direct narration to indirect narration. Dear students, all of we know narrations are two kinds of direct and indirect. In a direct narration, there are two parts: reporting verb and reported speech. In a reported speech, there are a few kinds of subjects, as like I, you, he. But whenever we go to change this subject, transforming into indirect, we face some problems. Now, dear students, please look at the board. Karim said to me, I am happy. Here, subject I, first person. So, it will be changed according to subject of reporting verb of direct narration. So, Karim told. Here we find a object me of reporting verb said. So, here told me that it is linking. Now, subject changing. Here we get first person. If we get first person, it will go to Karim. I mean the subject of reporting verb. Here Karim. But we take here the pronoun of Karim, he. If we find here Shima, then we have to use here she. If we get he, then we have to change the tense. We know if we find past tense as our reporting verb, then the tense of reported speech of direct narration will change into past indefinite. Here present indefinite, so according to rules it will change into past indefinite. Now we come to know that if we find first person as a subject in indirect narration in a reported speech, then the subject will change according to the subject of reporting verb. Here Karim, so we can take here he as the subject of reported speech in our indirect narration. On the other hand, if we find you as a subject in any direct narration, then it will go into object of reporting verb. Here me here a object, but we have to take here a subject. We know I, a subjective form of me, so we can take here I. It is present indefinite also. So in our indirect narration, we have to transform the reported speech into past indefinite. So are will be changed into was, then happy. On the other hand, dear student, if we find third person as a subject in any reported speech of indirect narration, then there will be no change. He, she, or it will direct come or put as subject in indirect narration if we find third person singular as a subject in any indirect narration. Now, dear student, if we find first person, then it will change according to subject of reporting verb. If we find second person, then it will go to the me, object of reporting verb. If we find I, it will change according to subject of reporting verb. On the other hand, if we find second person, it will change according to object of reporting verb. But whenever we'll get subject third person, then it will be not changed. I think if you practice in your residence according to the rules, you will able to change the subject in indirect narration. Dear students, now I am going to show you 3 more examples. Brother said to me, "You are making a noise." Here we get subject you in reported speech. If we find second person, we have to go to the object of reporting verb. Here reporting verb me. So me will come here as a subjective form. So we have to use I. It is a present continuous tense. So it will be changed into past continuous tense. So R will change into was. Dear student, here another example. Ratan said to me, "I am reading a book." Here in this reported speech, we get subject I mean first person. So the first person will change according to the subject of reporting verb. So Ratan third person singular. So here I will be changed into Ratan third person singular. So it will change into he. I am reading a book. It is also a present continuous tense. It will change into past continuous tense. Dear students, here another example. He said to me, "He lives in Dhaka." Here we get a third person singular. If we find third person singular as subject in any reported speech in indirect narration, that will be no change as subject whenever we change into indirect narration. So here we can use he swiftly. So he told me that he lived in Dhaka. It is present indefinite tense. In our indirect speech or indirect narration, it will change into past indefinite tense. My dear student, if you follow the rules in your residence, I hope you will perform very well and skillfully to change subject whenever you will go to make a direct narration into indirect. Okay, keep well all of you. Thank you very much.